June is gonna be your best month so far this year because I'm about to teach you something that you know, your DNA knows, but your mental mind has forgotten. So we're gonna help wake your DNA. The biggest misconception you have in a society today is even the teachings around the DNA strands and all that. Because the truth is, the knowledge that the scientific world has is so limited. Unless they learn to balance and bring other higher forms of wisdom and knowing, they're always going to be limited. So, for example, we only know that your DNA is passed down ancestrally, right? That is not very much accurate because the sun helps evoke your DNA memory. The stars help evoke your DNA memory. The more you spend time around the elements of nature, for example, water, being intentional about sound, being intentional about breath, I call it the breath of God, yes. Consciously breathing, for example, all those are forms of evoking your DNA memory. But no book will teach you that. Anyway, this is the lesson I wanted to teach you guys, because once you master this about abundance, the doors open. So listen closely. Step number one is you're going to use people as your beacon of manifestation. Hear me out, because this is the game changer. Think of life as a game. And it comes down to there's a character in the game, there's a player who is moving the character in the game, and then there's a programmer. Most people are characters. You want to step into the programmer role, you've got to understand that reality is malleable. It is not constant, it is not defined, and you get the opportunity, the privilege to literally bend it as per how you want it. This is what most people are not aware of. Now, in a layman's language, you want to create stories that aligned with your desired reality. I'll give you a practical example financially. I call it a financial ritual that I often do. And when you hear the word ritual, open your mind. Ritual is anything that is repeatedly done. Now, I have a very small pact between me and God and my immediate environment. And this pact goes like this. Anytime I receive a check above a particular amount of money, a percentage of that money has to go to the lowest in my immediate environment. When I say the lowest, is the lowest earning in my immediate environment. So for example, I live in a gated community, which means at the gate, there is security that gets to open for me the gate every day, every morning and every evening. And initially, I would simply drop them something to eat. I'd be coming in or coming out, then I'd give them something to eat. Maybe I came back with a sandwich, a pizza or something. And they were always so immensely grateful. So I made a story. And I told myself, every time we clock a certain amount of money, we get to ensure it trails down to these people. Now, believe it or not, every single fortnight, which is 2 weeks, since I made that pact, that is an amount of money that we have to clock. I don't even know how it happens, but it happens. Because now the story does not just involve me. Now the story involves other people. Find your story and then commit to it. So use other people as beacons of your manifestation, as long as it's a win-win. In short, you want more money to come to you. Make sure it's flowing through you to other people. Very key. Second is something that I teach often in the initial stages of my personal coaching, because it's something that I've realized almost everybody, once they master it, their channels of abundance just naturally flows, which is you're going to allow yourself to feel your emotions. Because you're a human being, and naturally emotions is your energy in motion. It flows through you. What you're not going to do is to start identifying with your emotion. So if you're feeling anxious, you don't identify by saying I have anxiety. you can name the emotion without making it part of you. You've got to be the kind of person that is able to feel the emotions, but don't identify with them. Because usually emotions stem from two aspects, love and fear. Third, which I wish somebody taught me earlier on, but here we are. You're going to start demanding for anything you want. When I say demanding, is you're going to ask from a place of, this is it. This is it. You're going to demand your new tax bracket. You're going to demand your new level and caliber of clients. I remember doing this so intentionally. I was not even sure what I was doing back then, but I remember demanding, saying, I'm never dealing with this caliber of clients. I want this particular caliber of clients going forward. This is the least amount of fee I'm ever taking for a service. Tell me why I'm living in that definition now. When you demand something, you take the authority that is God-given. Nobody is a bigger ambassador of God than somebody who lives, not just largely, but lives in more excitement of life rather than fear. This is a game changer. When you trust, actually this is the term I was looking for, when you trust more in life than fear it, this is where the magic starts happening. Now, the more audacious you lean towards this, the bigger the miracles.